Hi everyone, welcome to Honey Drops Tarot. This is a reading for the earth signs, Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus, for the person on your mind. So whoever you're kind of thinking about or preoccupied with at this time, this is what this reading is about. Thank you so much for being here, earth signs. I really appreciate it. Thank you for all of your likes, shares, and subscribes. One quick note, please do not fall for any scammers. I will never reach out to you to solicit for any private readings. I do offer private readings, and if you are interested in that, you can follow the links in the About section of my YouTube page, as well as any donations that you'd like to make, which helps to support the channel. So thank you so much in advance. Okay, earth signs, I'm going to be using the Wild Unknown Tarot by Kim Krans for your reading today, and the Divine Animals Oracle by Stacey DeMarco. Her decks are so amazing. I've been using them for the past few readings. I just get a lot of good messages out of them. So earth signs, let's see what, that's so funny. Earth signs, you got Sea Otter. You got a very watery card for your overall energy, and the word is transformation. As you can see here, the sea otter is below the surface, and this character here is it's kind of gruesome, but it's kind of adorning the skin of that animal. Wow. And then I have no idea what this fish is. It could be a bass, or I have no idea what that fish is, but it's kind of making this great leap. It's number 18. Is there something happening just below the surface for you guys that's causing you to have to change environments, change situations? Are you up-leveling yourself? Okay. Your cards are very chaotic right now as I started to pull them out, or rather shuffle for them. I feel a little disjointed in your energy right now, and so it could be, you could be just going a mile a minute, trying to keep your head on straight. I'm going to pull 4 cards for the base spread, 4 cards for the clarifiers. I'm going to read the first 6 cards as a general overall reading, and the last 2 cards will be your advice from Spirit regarding the person on your mind. Well, not a great situation. The 3 of Swords is probably the hardest card in the deck to deal with, if not the second hardest card to the 10 of Swords. Swords energy is air energy, and can represent Aquarius, Libra, Gemini in the astrological signs. 3 of Swords talks about heartbreak, talks about being lost in your thoughts regarding that heartbreak, that disappointment, that major letdown, trying to recover. You did get this card in the upright, so we're moving past it, we're moving through it at this time. But it's really, really difficult. And combined with the other 2 cards here, you have the 6 of Wands, fire energy, and the Daughter of Wands, or the Page of Wands, in the reverse. So we're not starting off necessarily in your energy. We're not in any kind of earth energy, which is even your overall energy was water. So I actually don't see any earth cards here. This explains some things to me as a reader, which is you're not feeling in your element right now. You feel very ungrounded. You feel, maybe a little unstable or unsteady, maybe because you don't know how to swim in these depths. Maybe the emotional depths, which is what you've been thrust into, it's not familiar to you, which is not to say that earth signs don't have feelings. That's not what I'm saying, but it's not, you're usually able to ground your feelings, right? You're usually able to rein your feelings in and put them in like a nice, tidy little space of its own, and you'll get to it when you get to it. And there's just kind of very practical things that need to be addressed at this moment, and we'll get to them when we get to them. And Spirit's kind of like, well, no, in order for you to get past this and have a kind of success, you have to be able to embark on a new path. The Page of Wands typically talks about student energy or curiosity about something and not being afraid. Wands energy in the upright, Wands, they're not afraid of things. They are not afraid of newness or exploration. And right now there's a lot of hurt and tentativeness, and even this, it's still, the butterfly is coming out of this underbrush, but it's like they're not in the air yet. It's not like fully in flight. It's kind of maybe lingering around a nest, right? So it's not, you're not straying too far from what is comfortable for you. And it's displayed here by the Page of Wands, which is just holding back, right? Even this fish, it's not getting very high, and the air is not where it's meant to be. Like, yes, it can kind of, I don't know what breach, I think that's what it's called, when they breach the water. I guess whales breach, I don't know what fish do. They're breaching the surface, but then they're just going to be diving right back in again. Maybe you're trying to extricate yourself from these emotional depths. Like, you're just like, I don't feel comfortable here, and I'm just trying to break away from it. But the thing about it is that in the state that you're in right now, you actually need these feelings for some kind of transformation, right? We can't know beautiful love without understanding, in a way, what it means to lose it. Because when we understand what it means to lose it, then we appreciate it more. And it's like a harsh lesson that we somehow all learn. Whether it's our parents or a sibling or a romantic affiliation or the love of something. The idea of not having it there anymore is too scary to bear sometimes. You got to clarify these cards, 3 major arcana, all in the reverse. The moon, the world, and the star. This is pretty tremendously heavy-hitting energy, spiritually speaking. So while you're down here in your earth school, in your earth body, trying to make heads or tails of this painful energy, Spirit is trying to come in with a huge amount of healing and insight and clarity and completion. But we're not there yet. We're not at that level yet. The moon in the upright would typically signify mystery and illumination in the darkness. So there's always shadows, there's always secrets, there's always that kind of energy. In a way, in the mystery of something, it creates a level of possibility, if you look at it that way. On the flip side of that, it can create a lot of fear because there's uncertainty, right? You got the moon in reverse kind of saying, oh, You're trying so hard to understand what happened here with your person, right? Like, you know, maybe it's not you that's the hurt one. Maybe you were the one who hurt. Take it as it resonates. I don't know. But things are coming to light. With the world energy in reverse, it's not over yet. The world typically talks about a chapter that's closing out, like a cycle that's ending. And I like to talk about the world as in this way, that if I were to ask you to name the top 5 monumental moments of your life, when you look back on them, you know, okay, that was the point where it all changed for me and I became a new person. If I asked you to like really think about what those moments were, you'd probably be able to tell me what they were. And that's how I describe the world card, because it's like looking back on that chapter and almost seeing that switch turn on or switch turn off, as it were. Like that was the very moment when that happened that my life changed forever and I started a new chapter. So right now that the chapter of your life that you're in is not yet complete, right? We're trying to get a victory here. We're trying to kind of raise ourselves to new vibrations and new heights, but there's something that's incomplete. And you have to make good, is what I just heard. You have to be mindful of the part that you play in it. Because we all have a part. We all, in any kind of situation of pain or suffering with another person, we had a part to play. Whether it was we neglected them or neglected to tell them something, they neglected to interact with us in a certain way, there was ego involved, pride perhaps, there was some level of action that was taken that damaged the relationship in some way, and you're trying to make up for it. This is a very heavy energy. I don't know, this person must mean a lot to you. You have the Page of Wands clarified by the Star in reverse. The Star in the upright, typically I'm hearing engines, fire engines in the background. Sorry if it's distracting, but it's like emergency, right? Sorry. It's part of your reading. Emergency. It's like dire at this point, that something needs to be healed. That perhaps this person was kind of a wish for you, or you had wishes for this dynamic, and it's in distress. It's almost like I see this star falling from the sky. And you know, like when you see shooting star, it's like a meteorite falling from the sky, and as it burns through the atmosphere, it's literally disintegrating. And I kind of feel like it's like it's coming through the atmosphere and it's changing into all these beautiful colors, but it's disintegrating before your eyes, or at least that's how you feel about it. And you're really unable to take a step forward towards it. I have to pull a clarifier because I want to know why. Why, Spirit? Got a lot of Swords energy in your reading today. The Hierophant in the reverse, and the Daughter of Swords, the Page of Swords. So you're watching You're watching. Remember when I was telling you about these things, the meteorites falling through the sky? You're watching it happen, right? And kind of questioning spirit right now. The Hierophant represents a religious authority, some kind of authority, rules and regulations, and all of that's kind of going out the window right now. Skeleton keys are very important to me spiritually. They represent a connection with your higher self for me as a reader. So whenever I see a skeleton key, I think of the connection between you and your higher self, like you, the avatar in the matrix, and then your higher self, your soul. There's disconnection here. There's something like there's energy that's like, there's like shattering almost. But you're watching, you see it happening. And you know what? You have free will. Maybe you had to let go of this person because you found out something that was not good about them. Right? But it almost feels karmic. And you're trying to release yourself and transform yourself. The word you got was transform, right? I mean, but Spirit is telling me the way to do that is to really get in touch with your feelings. That's the number one. You have to know where you stand in your feelings, in your heart space because it's just going to linger. It's just going to tear away at you. If you try to like tamp it down. Spirit showed me like one of those espresso, make espresso and you like tamp it down. You tamp down the grinds, the espresso grinds. They just showed that to me. You're just trying to press it down, down, down. It won't go down any further. It's really important for you to try to overcome the mind space in favor of the feeling. Your advice from Spirit, you have a divine couple here that are disconnected. The King, the Father of Swords, King of Swords, the Mother of Swords, Queen of Swords. This is your advice from Spirit. There's a disconnection between the divine feminine and the divine masculine. This talks about clarity, truth. Queen of Swords, I just heard what I always repeat to myself and to others. The truth will out. The truth will out. I was just talking about that earlier too. Typically, the King of Swords is an authority figure. A doctor, a lawyer, a judge, a therapist, somebody who has a lot of credentials. That's all thrown out the window, isn't it? It's almost like, I heard what you said. I heard what you said, but it wasn't what you meant. That was, even when it was like channeling through me, when it came out, it was like, I wanted to curl up my lip a little bit and snarl at it. I heard what you said, but it's not what you meant. That's kind of the energy behind it. I mean, look at the owl here. I mean, she has some attitude, right? So let me pull one more clarifier. I don't typically pull too many clarifiers with this, but we'll see. One card, please, Spirit. Okay, here you are. Finally, earth signs, you got the devil. So Capricorn energy. So you could be a Capricorn. You could be dealing with Capricorn, or you could be dealing with a situation of codependency, addiction, lying, cheating, stealing, low vibration, negativity, negative self-talk. I knew I felt something. Of all the, you have no other pentacle cards here, but I knew, I mean, the Hierophant is Virgo energy. So Virgo, you showed up in your reading, but there are no other pentacle cards here, and it had to be this one, didn't it? Sometimes I can feel where the devil is in the deck. When I try to do readings for myself, I can feel when the devil's going to pop out, and it always does. And sometimes I think, well, did I manifest that? Did you manifest this? A situation of codependency, or a situation of too much something, too much lust, too much overindulgence, addiction, too much drinking, too much gambling, too much spending, too much overeating, too much. Or it could simply mean that you are looking at something head on, seeing it clearly for the first time, right? Seeing it clearly for the first time. And you're acting in the way that you know how to deal with it, right? When we see somebody for who they are, right, then we can adjust our behavior to suit the situation. So this is not a reading of somebody telling you what to do, right? If there's a person in your life that you're just so madly passionate about, but they may have a little bit of the energy of the devil in them, right? Which is, it's not some malevolence that we're talking about. It's simply they're human, and their humanness, their base humanness, is what's taking center stage, as opposed to their elevated, ascended humanness, right? It's their baser natures that are what are at the forefront of who they are at this time. People change, we all change, or we have the capacity to change. And there may be something here where you saw it for what it was, and now you're really trying your best to heal from it, because you could be the one that's elevating your status, your frequency, your vibration. You could be the one ascending. Take this as it resonates. This was not an easy reading, Earth signs. The fact that there weren't a lot of solid pentacle cards here suggests to me that it would be really amazing if you could practice some grounding exercises for yourself. Like really truly get out in nature and connect with the earth. And or if you can't do that right now, surround yourself with beautiful, beautiful crystals. I have a beautiful lodolite quartz crystal here. Grounding crystals, you can tiger's eye, agate, garden quartz or lodolite, green moss agate for sure. Just surround black tourmaline, anything that, even the colors that you wear browns and greens and blacks and deep reds, like things that can pull you into your root chakra and your sacral chakra. It's very important, because I feel like things are kind of spiraling right now for you. And it's okay, like we're working through it, right? You got this card in the upright. Soon, the 3 of Swords will turn into the 4 of Swords. The 4 of Swords is recuperation. Think of this as a chapter. How are you going to close it? Take this as it resonates. I wish you well and the best of luck, Earth signs. I'll see you soon.